Hi, it's Native Robin again, and today I have a fun project on the farm. Finally, we got a break in the temperature, and I've been wanting to work on building some shelves for the summer kitchen just to get some things up, make it look a little more homey, and make it ready to go to work as soon as it's time to start doing some canning, because I'm getting the fever. So today, my project is building shelves for the walls for the summer kitchen. Check it out. So, whenever I need stuff here on the farm, I go to the barn because the barn always provides. So, let's take a look and see if we can't rummage around inside here and come up with some wood for the shelving. Got a lot of native lumber back here. Looks like there's something here. Here's something I can try. Now here's another one. I can cut it down. Couple of old oak, looks like boards from the barn. I just need a small piece, so let's give it a whirl. Okay, so I think I've got what I need. I'm going to take these boards, run them through the planer, and just see what kind of pops out. I gotta go through and make sure there's no nails, but we'll just see just what did the barn provide. Well, I have some mixed emotions about this because it ended up being a pine board. Now, it's old, it's for sure old, but it's got a doozy of a crack in it too. I like that it has some character down here on the ends, holes they'd put in it for various things, but it's just kind of chewed up. I don't think that even, I don't know. I'm going to try this other piece of wood and see what I get. Okay, so here's the two brackets. This one here has got two birds on it, kind of like it. And this one's got one, but obviously it's not going to be big enough for that one. But for this one, sadly to say, I just had to trim too much off. So we're going to have to go back out and see what we can come up with. Okay, so I fooled around with those boards I got from the barn. And they had some splits in them and some things that you really couldn't see until you cleaned them up. And after I compared the depth of what I needed for those shelf brackets, that board just wasn't going to work out. But then it dawned on me, really, I don't know how long a board I need. So I came back into the summer kitchen here to measure, and this is what I think I've come up with. Well, this little Hoosier style base that I put on wheels, I'm working on the door and stuff, but this is what's going to sit here. It's 27 inches wide. So I think if I stick with some 27-inch shelves in this area right above it, I'll be able to put some stuff on the wall and on the shelves, and it'll kind of add some balance to this, like almost like a top would have. And plus it'll be handy when I'm working here at the stove. I can reach over there and grab me something off the shelf, and give me somewhere to set my big old water kettle and some of this other stuff that I use frequently when I'm canning. So 27 inches wide, and I got to come up with one big enough to meet the depth of this one, and a smaller one. I think I've already got one of the boards can work on this. So let's go cracking back at it, see if I can't find a board that'll work. Okay, so one of the boards from yesterday I was able to plane down. I wanted to leave the thickness of the board because it's wider than modern lumber, but it's pine. It's not, I was hoping it was going to be a nice cool oak board or something, but it's kind of been roughed up probably by hogs or something in the barn at one point or another. So I'm going to paint it, I think it'd be kind of cool to leave that rough in the middle. And even had some pine beetles got into there a little bit from sitting around for 80 years probably. See this side here, it's got a little roughness on the edge too. That'll kind of give it some rustic, but I think it's cool that it came out of the barn. And then obviously this smaller bracket, that's perfect for that thing. So I just got to find a board that's going to work for the bigger bracket. So I found this board out there, and that's fine, but if I can find another one like it, and maybe use a pocket hole jig and kind of add a little bit to it. So we got some projects going on here. I'm going to go back out in the barn and see what I can't find. Okay, one thing about, see if you can see it. One thing about planing boards through a power planer. A lot of times when it first starts, it'll leave this divot right here, right near the end of the board. And on different planers, it's different sizes or whatever. And I'm sure different hardness of woods affect it and whatnot. But, you know, what you do is, you know, make sure your board's long enough you can cut that off. Or, if you're planing more than one board and it's narrow enough, start another board before it gets to the end of the board, and then you won't have that on the next board. This will hold it up. So that's a little tip on using the power planer. But you know, my planer's 12 inches wide, so I wouldn't be able to get two of these through anyway. And you can see where this one has a split in it, so I'm not using this one. But I've got a couple that I think I could use. I'm going to trim them down, and then I'm going to add a small piece of a board to get a wide enough one for that big bracket. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, so I got my pocket hole jig, and I don't want to see, I'm going to put this board in front and this board behind. So I want to put the pocket holes on the back board so you can't really see them. So these don't have to be anywhere in particular. Just readjust this. There we go. Now we'll go this route. This in. I like to put it in and then start the drill. Here we go. I was just going to put 3. And one last one. Put a little bit of this super duper glue on here. I really wouldn't have to because there's going to be no real, I'm just doing this just because I can't help myself. I'm going to paint the drawer, and there really won't be any pulling and tugging on this. See, that's a 1 inch. That'll be plenty. Okay, so I laid it down flat, and that way this can be pretty flat. And I'm going to go down and give it a little sander with the sander here and make sure everything is smooth as can be. And then my brackets, when they go on, they're going to have just a little overhang, just like the other brackets. Okay, so I just use belt sander to kind of smooth that out. Okay, so this is the paint. It's painted, and this shelf is going to be higher than you can see. But I love the old wear spots from the hog lot and the termite holes, and you know, this come out of a 100-year-old barn. This is probably at least an 80-year-old piece of pine. So as soon as it dries, I'm going to get it in there and get it on the shelves, and we'll show you what it looks like up on the wall. Okay, so there's the boards. I have them. They have a little bit of character from being in the barn, a little bit of roughness, a little bit of just let me know that these boards came from the very farm that we live on. There's the brackets that I got those at Hobby Lobby and painted them all flat black because they were all different colors. I liked them because they had the little birds on them. These little birds. I really liked that I was able to use the wood from my barn. The barn's over 100 years old, and I'm sure these babies are pretty old too. Like I said, the barn had been used in the past for all kinds of things. But in this day and age when it's hard to find wood or find resources, and I have them and I could use them, what the heck? And it keeps the history of the farm alive, and I like that I put the wood right back into the farm. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little project. There's lots of projects to do out here. Keep coming back, and please subscribe because there's always something going on at the farm. But until then, this is Native Robin saying, happy trails.